What is that?
What is shaking, everybody? Happy Sunday to you. We're all back together again. Fergie's back from down under. We'll talk a little bit about that. Max here, Daniel here. I want to thank our sponsor, Fieldwork, the official non-alcoholic beer, non-alcoholic craft beer of the San Jose Sharks. And how'd that get there? What is that? It's a Fieldwork.
Oh,
did you put that out there?
Well, what do you know?
What happened? And you can also get these too while you're there. They serve pulp there too, so it's not all non-alcoholic beer. Which, by the way, that's what I've been drinking today. I'm like, yeah, I'll wait for the show to have my first beer. So I dig into a pulp. Thank you for that. So if you're at the Tank, you can get your non-alcoholic beer over there. They got Headliner and whatever. I don't know the names of all the beers. Pulp is at the locations there too. So if you go to a Shark game, you want want a little more octane, you can get your Pulp. Get whatever. If you want non-alcoholic for whatever reason, go get your non-alcoholic beer, the official non-alcoholic craft beer of the San Jose Sharks. Welcome back.
Good to be back, kind of.
It's been a while.
Work gets in the way. It has been a while. 3 weeks worth.
3 weeks
Yeah,
down under,
time,
down in
long
New Zealand and Australia.
New Zealand, Australia,
Wow.
and trying to watch NFL football at the different times.
Tuesday night football.
Yeah, Tuesday night football, Monday football, the Sunday football, and
right.
some of the games start at 2 a.m. and wreaked havoc on my sleep.
That's crazy over there. Did you notice, like, when you went to the bar or anything, was there a lot of people watching football there?
Yeah, you know what? I wasn't going to the bar too often at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, not very. Not, I say
Well,
not very
let's
often,
make
not
it
very
perfectly clear. That wouldn't be completely unlike you. I mean,
No,
you
it
wouldn't be opposed to that.
And I'm always a big believer if it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Exactly.
And
this was a family trip. If it was like me, you, and Steve,
yeah.
of course we'd be at the bar at 10 o'clock.
Absolutely. This was if I could fit it in. We had a lot of activities we're doing.
Yeah.
But I tried to find a way to fit the Niner games in for sure. But I did notice in the bars in the evening a lot of replays.
Oh, really?
A lot of replays of games. People asking to, can I see this game? And we'll put it up on the big screen, which was kind of nice, even though I knew the outcome.
Yeah.
Just to watch them was nice getaway.
Yeah, just to have it on the screen. So we'll get into a little bit of that. And what's the name? So Matt can try to find a picture of this. What's the name of that road you took?
Skipper's Canyon.
Skipper's
Canyon Road.
Find a picture
if you
of that,
Google
Max.
the most dangerous roads in New Zealand, that's number one.
This thing was insane. They took a bus from this to get to a boat ride out.
Jet boat ride.
This road is this is one of those things you see like on the Discovery Channel where you're looking over the edge and you're seeing a 500-foot drop and you're like, hell no. No. And they took that. You said people were crying on the bus?
Crying in the back. I mean, I didn't want to look. And my brother-in-law was.
There it is right there.
I mean, and it's sheer cliff straight down. And that's actually one of the lower shots of it. I mean, it goes up the hill, and that's actually closer to that's only a couple hundred feet. And it gets way up at the top and so narrow. And the driver's driving it like he's driving on a freeway.
And by the way, that was a Jeep. They were in a bus.
We were in a bus.
And
there was turns you had to take and scrape the side of the bus. Yeah.
Scraping the side of the
Needless to say, it was an eye opener.
It was I bet, or an eye closer.
Or
whatever way you want to look at it.
Different rules in New Zealand than the United States.
All right, let's get to the game today. I don't know what to make of this game. Because it was more like Arizona was so bad, so inept, so undisciplined. What they end up with 17 penalties?
17 penalties.
I mean, I think we turned over to the Kansas City game before they knelt down the final couple seconds, but I'm pretty sure it was just kneel downs. But I think they had 17 penalties. We'll get to that in a minute. I want to get to the entirety of the game and how much of it was the Niners, what Purdy looked like, and going forward, what that division looks like with the Rams beating the Seahawks today. But we do got to spend a couple minutes talking about Coach John Beam.
Absolutely.
He was a coach at Laney, I believe Skyline before
Skyline
that.
High School for a long time.
Yeah, and he was Weston's head coach when Weston played over at Laney. So I knew Coach Beam. I didn't know him well. Had him on the radio before, and just a sweetheart of a guy. Absolute sweetheart of a guy. And for those of you that don't know, I'm sure most do by now, he was murdered this past week by someone who walked into his office and just shot him. Just shot him dead. And 66 years of age. And it was just so tragic, so senseless, obviously, as most, if not all those things are. But for someone who you don't coach at the junior college level for fame or for money, you want to help kids. You want to help kids. And he sent so many people to the NFL, and I'm sure he's helped countless others that didn't even go on to play football. Maybe some of them played college. Maybe some of them just got jobs. But I know this, from the time I met him, he cared about those kids. That was his mission. You could tell that was his mission, was to do right by those kids. And to see something like this happen to someone like that who gave his life to that community, those schools, and those kids is just absolutely heartbreaking.
You know, it's what he did goes so far beyond the football field.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of I've known him for 30 years, and I knew him when I was coaching at San Jose State, coached against him when I was at Monte Vista, and terrific coach. I mean, obviously a terrific football coach, but an even better person. And he took Skyline and he got every player in Oakland that wanted to go play for him, and they were a powerhouse. And it wasn't just because he was a great coach, it was because what he did for them. You know, he did so many things in the classroom for them to guide them and take the right classes so that they could move on to college, to make sure they were on the right track, not doing the wrong things. And he had a powerhouse program there, and then decided to go to Laney and take his approach there, and it just carried over. And the kids wanted to go play for him. I had a lot of players from Monte Vista that when they went to junior college, they didn't go to DVC. They ended up going to Laney because they wanted to play for him and what he did. And the whole city of Oakland has benefited for so long from him. And it's just a travesty. And why this would happen, I don't know.
Yeah.
There was nothing but good that came from John Beam. He was always so welcoming to everybody. You know, I was coaching at San Jose State, and there'd be coaches from Michigan, from USC, from all over the country, big-time programs, and he would treat everybody the same. And that's a sure sign of a good person. And he would spend so much time with you talking about the type of kid they were. Yeah. And you could watch film and see how good a player they were, but he had so much insight onto their personal lives and what made them tick. And it's a tremendous loss for the whole city of Oakland, for the whole Bay Area, for all of football.
Yeah.
And it's just awful.
And what I know about him is he's one of those coaches that wasn't concerned about you as a football player. It's concerned about you as a person. Like, he wanted to know about you as a person. How's your family doing? How your parents doing? How your siblings doing? How's class going? Do you need anything? Anything I can help with? Like, he was that type of guy. It wasn't, hey, let's just see if I can get you a scholarship. Let's see if I can make your life better. Let's see if we can get you here and I don't want to say make you a better person, but open up avenues for you to give you different opportunities to maybe fulfill some of the things that you want to fulfill, whether that be football or other things. And always had a smile on his face too. It just, again, people like that coach. And look, a lot of these coaches and coaches coach for a bunch of different reasons. But again, when you're coaching junior college football, you're doing it for the kids. When you're coaching high school football, you're doing it for the kids for the most part. And it just, you realize this was massive news because of the Last Chance U that was on Netflix. So many people knew about him and his story and about Laney Junior College. And there's so many professional athletes that have reached out, not just football players, people that were in Oakland that knew of him and knew the impact he had on Oakland and those kids. It's just, you don't get a lot of guys like that who are so altruistic and so selfless that they're going to do something to make sure they get as many kids opportunities as humanly possible. And that's what he did. And to lose someone like that, even though he wasn't coaching anymore, he's an athletic director position. But even though they're gonna that loss will be felt. It will be felt on the campus. It will be felt in the community because of all the good he did for so many people while he was there.
Well, and he could have retired years ago. At 66 years old, he had accomplished so much, but he enjoyed what he was doing, and he loved helping. He didn't want to coach anymore. He didn't want to put that kind of time in, but he wanted to help kids, and he stayed on as the athletic director at 66 years old when he could have been off doing his thing, but he wanted to keep helping. And the city of Oakland was so important to him. He'd been there his whole life. He raised his family there, and so he wanted to give back. And it's a senseless thing. And we know Steve talks about gun violence all the time, and it's just senseless that it had to happen, and when it could have been avoided. And I feel for his family and the whole community.
Absolutely. Condolences to everyone that was directly affected by this, but I think I can speak for a lot of the Bay Area and certainly a large portion of Oakland. You're going to be missed. You're absolutely going to be missed. Your attitude, the way you approach your job, and the way you dealt with the kids, and again, that's there's not a lot of people that have a lot of time for that. And he was one that had more than enough time for everybody that needed his time. So to his family, to his friends, to everyone, Weston played for him, to all his former players, I'm sorry for your loss. And for all of us that got a chance just to know him a little bit, this one hurts. It hurts that something like this happened. And Coach John Beam, you're going to be missed. You will not be forgotten. I guarantee you that. So I wanted to make sure that we talked about that because I knew Bergie knew him. I knew him, and just a wonderful, wonderful human being. So, all right, no easy transition to get back to the game. But as I was saying, I'm not sure if it was the Niners. I guess it had to be some of the Niners, but the Cardinals were. Let's be honest. The Cardinals were just pathetic today.
They were pathetic.
Pathetic.
And the whole tone for the game was set on the kickoff. And the 49ers with that kickoff return, which obviously gave them a huge, huge boost.
Yeah.
When you only have to go 2 yards for a touchdown.
Hey, we love Sky Moore again.
Sky Moore made it play.
We didn't love him last time he played against the Cardinals when he caught the punt inside the 5.
We talked about
Love this Sky Moore.
The special teams taketh and the special teams giveth.
Yes, exactly.
And they were given some today. That's for sure. But I think you're right. I know we're going to get into it a lot, but that was a tone setter right from the beginning to go up 7-0 without only having to run one play.
Yep.
And that kind of set the tone for things on the whole game.
Yep. 17 penalties, 130 yards, which, by the way, everybody, is not a record. I gave Bergie one guess. I go, guess which team has the record for most penalties in a game, and you'll be shocked to know he got it on the first attempt.
I think just about everybody would get that that follows NFL football. That's for sure.
Yes, it's the Raiders. Of course it is. What I didn't figure on, what is the Raiders in 2016 edition? I thought it'd be like the 80s, 70s, something like that. 2016 Raiders, 23 penalties, 200 yards, and the kicker, they won the game in overtime. How you win a game with 23 penalties is beyond me. But
they scored 30 points.
And scored 30 points. Yeah, it was 30-24. They beat the Buccaneers in overtime. Absolutely amazing. So not surprising the Raiders got the 23 penalties. A little surprising they won, but go figure. Yeah, so Brock comes back today. Pearsall comes back today. I thought Brock was good. And you could see some of the plays they call, some of the designs of the plays. He can call when Brock's in there because Brock can roll out and Brock can do some stuff. And I thought he was good. He wasn't special today. He didn't have to be special. Brock will throw some balls that make you go, woo, woo, woo.
And that's what he's always done.
He's always done that. But the one thing Brock is afraid to throw a ball in there.
You know, they didn't have to do much today. It was just there was no flow to this game.
Really
there were
wasn't.
so many penalties and then the turnovers that the Niners benefited from big time. And I felt like they didn't have to run a lot of plays to get the points they got. And, they did have to. I think one of the big things they're going to have to do is they got to do a little bit better job of finishing drives, not having to settle for field goals in the future. Because we both have said they're going to need to score a lot of points down the road to win games because their defense is so banged up. But, he did what he needed to do. He got away with a couple of throws, you said, but he made some good throws as well.
He did.
And he didn't do much with his feet today. Didn't have to.
No, he didn't.
He had pretty good protection most of the game. And when he did kind of move in the pocket, he was able to make the throw, not have to run.
Yeah, he didn't run at all. He had one run. It was a sack. It was a 7-yard sack he took. They didn't run a ton, but they were effective. McCaffrey had 13 carries for 81 yards. They got 6.2, which is almost double what they usually average. Kittle was big today. Jennings had 4. McCaffrey had 5. Pierce only had 1. Didn't even get a yard. 1 for 0. It was efficient is what it was. There wasn't anything like wow, like show-stopping type plays, but it was efficient, and they just kind of let the Cardinals kind of dig themselves a hole, which they were more than happy to do.
Well, and if you were to tell me that Jacoby Brissett would throw for 400 yards approximately, and have the percentage that he did, he was darn near 70%.
Yep.
But they wouldn't get any touchdowns out of it, and the 2 interceptions obviously were big. That going into the game, if you just said he threw for 400 yards, I would think the Niners would be in trouble.
Yeah,
but they weren't, and they bent, but they didn't break. I'd be interested to see in the stats is how many plays the Niners actually ran. I don't think a lot because Brock didn't have to throw a lot, and McCaffrey didn't get a ton of carries like he has in weeks past.
Yeah.
And it just seems like the Niners were efficient with what they did. They scored, and then the Cardinals had a lot of plays. They ran a lot of plays.
There you go. They were outgained by 200 yards.
Yeah.
They won the game. First time since 2007. That's from Josh Jabot. 51 plays.
Which is not very much.
What they had. Compare that to Brissett. Brissett threw it 57 times.
Yes.
They had 57, 67, 71 plays. So 20 more plays.
Yeah, that's probably 3 more possessions worth.
Yeah.
You have 7 or 8 plays in a possession. Sometimes that's a lot.
Yeah.
And to be able to win that decisively, but the turnovers, once again, 3-0.
Yep.
3 turnovers to 0. That you can't overcome that. We've seen the Niners try to do that, and there's no way the Cardinals were going to do it either. And the Cardinals moved the ball. They were really good moving the ball. They just could not finish, and they were beat themselves with the penalty. And the game was not indicative of the score, I don't think. But it's just the penalties and the turnovers are what killed them.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, we said before he went on vacation, they're going to have to score 30 a game. They scored 41 today. And again, a lot of that was the Cardinals and just how shitty they were. They were awful today. They just could not get out of their own way. Whenever they did something good, it'd get called back as a penalty. Or you do something good, then you do something bad, and then do something else bad. Although it was funny. I wish you guys would have been over here. You would have enjoyed on the Lenore pick. Go back and watch the highlights of that. And go back and watch the end of that with the tackle just kind of skimping. He's like,
the old lineman was running.
He looked like, he said he was like what's his face?
Richard Keel
in
Happy Gilmore,
where he's chasing down that shooter. He goes, "That's Mr. Gilmore's jacket," and he's like chasing that.
Looked just like
he looked just like him chasing after Lenore. I was like, oh my God, he did. He looked just like him running after Lenore. But that was obviously huge. So I don't know. Look, I don't know. Do we have a update on Bethune and his injury? Because linebackers were like dropping like flies tonight. Bethune goes out, then Robinson gets dinged, then Gifford gets dinged. I'm like, they're gonna have safeties starting to play linebacker. They're like losing linebackers. It's not a Niner football game unless you lose somebody. You got to lose somebody. If you don't, it's not a Niner football game. That's just been established this year. It's so hopefully Bethune. I don't even know what Bethune's injury was.
I don't either. I just heard them talking. And in fact, the game was kind of out of hand. We were watching both games going on the other TV.
Yep.
And they discussed him getting hurt. And then when Robinson went down, wasn't sure exactly what was going to happen there, but he was able to come back. But speaking of the injuries, coming back from injury, Juwan Jennings, I thought had a real nice game today. He made some good catches, went up and caught the ball well. And that's going to benefit them. He hadn't done much in the past few weeks. Pearsall's going to get nothing but better as he gets back into the swing of things. But you're right. The injury thing, I was actually hoping, and I was telling you, pull guys out there at the end, get them out of there. They got some of them out of there because you can't afford to get anybody else hurt.
Yeah,
and that's going to be a year ender if they do that.
No, absolutely. I thought now the Niners only had one penalty. By the way, the Niners had 2 picks. When's the last time they had 2 picks? I mean, it took them 15 games to get 1 pick. They have 2 today. That's incredible. Okay, going to need additional testing to see if Bethune has a high ankle sprain. High ankle sprain, that's probably 4 weeks. I mean, just a guess. High ankle sprains are brutal.
Well, they got to buy.
Yeah, you don't want – when's that coming up? Soon?
I think it's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's like week 13 or week 14, something like that. Niners had 1 penalty.
And that penalty was a dead ball foul.
It got somebody a benching.
It got him a benching, and it got them points.
It got them points. Renardo Green with the kind of the punch to McBride's face mask, which McBride started it, but it's like when 2 kids fight. It's whoever gets caught is going to pay the price. You can't come back and say, well, he started it. It never works. No one cares at that point. They didn't care.
And who cares if they hit you in the helmet? You got a helmet on. It's not going to hurt.
They got a helmet on. Although they did give McBride the cheap 15-yarder to play after that. Talk about a makeup
call. The old
call.
NBA makeup call.
Yeah.
Right,
I didn't know you couldn't do the sniffer anymore, the snot wiper. I didn't know that was illegal. I think it's stupid. I wouldn't do it anyway, but I didn't know that one. I knew the throat slash was illegal. I didn't know the sniffer. My Eskimo vibes. I just got this. It is pretty toasty, I got to say.
But
thank you, Todd. I appreciate it. No, I know. I just wanted to wear it. I just bought it. I wanted to wear the damn thing. Well, it's not that cold out because this fire is raging right now.
This fire is very nice.
This thing is toasty. So Shanahan was hot. He was hot because they were about to get off the field. Renardo Green picks up the 15-yarder. They get the first down, end up getting a field goal. Now, Renardo Green didn't play the rest of the series. He got his helmet off sitting on the bench. And when they showed Green on the bench with his helmet off, Kyle was like walking the other way. So he went back in for more.
He did.
He got him coming off the field, and then when he went to the bench, he went and made sure if he didn't hear him, you're going to hear me now.
And he got him again after they scored.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that wasn't through. And that's not done yet. The old kangaroo court's probably going to get him on that one. But you just can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a professional football player, and you've got to be able to understand that, okay, I'm going to get caught if I do it. It's always the second person, always the second guy.
Yep.
McBride should have been penalized, should have been offsetting for sure, but they don't catch that one. They catch the guy who comes in late, takes a swipe at the helmet, and gets it. So you just got to be a smarter player. You got to be a bigger person than that.
Yeah. Well, I think your point's the best point. I've said this forever. You got a fucking helmet on. How bad does that hurt? I mean, how bad does that hurt when a guy does that? Now, I know he twisted his please.
Check your ego.
Check your ego. I mean, so what? He got the better of you. He gets you for like 2 seconds. He gets to twitch your helmet. But I know it's sports. Sometimes you lose your head a little bit. I get it. I totally understand it. But you just can't do something like that. And so, but that was the only penalty of the game.
Very clean all the way
clean
around.
Game.
I mean, I can't remember the last time I watched a Niner game without a holding penalty, without a defensive PI, without an offsides.
Yeah.
Defensively or offsides, offensively, defensively, doesn't matter. I can't remember that. I mean, that's a dead ball foul, so it's a little bit different than an in-play penalty.
Yeah.
So I can't remember that time.
Although now that I mention it, didn't Upton have a PI? Didn't 20 get? I thought he had a PI. Maybe Wilson caught it.
He caught
Maybe that's what it was. That great catch down the left side.
He did catch it, so it wasn't a penalty.
Yeah. And now I believe, I don't know if I'm right on this. I think I'm right. Has Pinheiro missed 3 more extra points than field goals?
Yes.
Because I don't think he's
not missed a field goal yet this year.
He's missed 3 extra points. So keep him away from extra points, and you should be good.
Yeah, and that was really uncharacteristic of how he's been kicking. He's been kicking everything right down the middle.
I know.
And his field goal's still right down the middle.
Yeah.
Nothing was even close. Obviously, they lined up for the 61-yarder, and they helped us out.
Yeah, exactly.
But
15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Hey, take 15. Now you can make it.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
That was a huge momentum boost.
Yeah.
Going in at halftime.
When is the right time? And I fielded these questions a lot when I was doing the show. Fans would get mad when you kept Steph Curry in the game when you're up 20 points late. And I've talked to Steve about this, and every coach does it. Generally, what will happen, the coach that's losing will empty his bench. And then about a minute later, the coach that's winning will empty his bench. And I know exactly what Steve would say. Steve would go back to a game in LA when they were playing the Clippers. They're up like 12 or 13 with like, I don't know, a minute 30 left, minute 20 left. Emptied the bench, got down to a 2-point game. And he goes, I'll never do that again. Coaches are always going to err on the side of, I want to make, like the worst thing to happen is take them out and then have to put it back in. So I know how coaches think on this. They're like, shit, I'm going to wait. I'm going to make sure we're going to win this game. But when you're up 25, 28, when is the appropriate time to say, okay, I feel good now about just pulling the plug on this game, running it 3 times and punting it. We don't have anything to worry about.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can compare it to basketball because of the 3-point shot. The 3-point shot has changed everything.
I'm just saying coaches are more apt to wait a little longer than they have to.
And they do. I mean, in the NFL, if you're up 4 touchdowns with 12 minutes to go in the game, I mean, percentage-wise, the odds are not very good for the team that's behind. And not necessarily emptying your bench, but taking out some key players. Yeah. And the players that, we can't win down the road without these guys. Your Brock Purdy's, your George Kittles, your Trent Williams, who's prone to get hurt anyway. Yeah. A few guys here and there, and you give them rest. And I don't think putting Brian Robinson in for McCaffrey is a bad thing anyway. I think he needs more carries and getting McCaffrey out of the game. Those are the things that I think that you need to do football-wise. You need to be smart. And putting Mac Jones in isn't going to hurt either. I mean, he's done well. Yeah. Those guys are good football players, and you can still run your offense. You can still do the things you want to do. You've done those for the first how many weeks of the season, and you can save some of those key players. Defensively, I don't know if I'd have done it defensively now because they're so young. They need the experience. They need the plays. They've already lost their big-time guys.
I don't know how many guys they have on defense.
I don't know how many they have either.
And,
I think that Lenore is a guy that you can't lose. And you got to keep him healthy. He's the one guy out there that's still a big name that can still make a lot of plays. And so maybe getting him out of the game, getting somebody else in. That's my approach on that. Get the guys out that you must keep the whole year in order to win. And then keep some of those other guys in that need the reps, that are that are still starters. Their offensive line needs the reps. A lot of those guys are young guys. So keep them in. But, I think the general rule of thumb is if you're up 4 scores with 12 minutes to go, you're usually looking pretty good. You can always put them back in. Hey, if they score a touchdown and you're feeling uncomfortable and you're up by 3 touchdowns, put them back in. But if they don't, then let it ride out.
I would say my rule of thumb would be 6 minutes. I'd wait till 6 minutes because I watched the Texans come back from 3 scores down to the who was it last week? The Jaguars scored like 23, 24 points, whatever it was in the fourth quarter. And I know how coaches think. They're like these guys are nervous Nellies when it comes to like shit. I ain't taking my guys out until I absolutely have to. And football is different. You're right. Football is different than basketball anyway. You just don't have as many guys to like sub in and sub out.
And basketball changes so quick. Yeah. I mean, a 25-point lead going into the fourth quarter is not even safe.
No.
I mean, that erases really quick with the 3-pointer. And football's a little different that way because it's sustained drive. Very, very seldomly are you getting 3 or 4 big hit 80-yard plays.
Yeah. So. Look, Gavin and Beanie are sending us messages, and they're paying us. Look at that. We got like $2 from Beanie. Thanks, Bean.
Oh Gavin's got to get a job.
Gavin.
He's got too
Dude,
much
he's spending your money. He's like, you're just giving you your money back. That's what he's doing. It's your money that he's giving back to you. That's perfect.
I will tell you, he's more critical of the 49ers than anybody I've ever seen, though. He's
Is he
a
really?
very pessimistic
More
guy
so
when
than
it comes to
you?
that. More so than me.
Wow.
My two sons are both, and Haley too. They live and die with the wins, and when they win, it's not by enough.
Yeah.
When they lose, it's the world's coming to an end.
They're like the Dr. Pepper commercials. They're like, we won last week, but not by enough.
Not by enough. That's right.
You got to win. Well, see, it was good that this was a nice, easy hand ride for the 49ers today, because that's the last thing this household needed was a stressful Niner game followed by a stressful Warrior game. That would have been doomsday here at the Tolbert house, especially for Haley. But the Niners got an easy win. The Warriors were up fairly comfortably last I checked. Moody had like 7 3-pointers in the first quarter. Unbelievable. He goes, I got a job, relax. If you're going to say that to your dad, you better pay for that one.
That's
right.
Paid
for the last one. You better pay for that one.
Making
too.
Money, he can pay us now.
We'll take some comments as well. But if you want to get into the Niner game, we're kind of hoping that Seattle would come back and beat the Rams just because they could still hold the tiebreaker on Seattle. But before we get to that game, because that was an interesting game, then we watched a little bit of the Chiefs and the Broncos as well. Let me pull this up and see where they're at. And I bring up that game because we're kind of hoping the Seattle would win because they still have the tiebreaker on Seattle. And if they win the last game of the year at home, then they might have been able to jump them.
Well, but it also helps that with Seattle losing, if the Niners can beat them, they'd have the same record.
True. That's a good point.
And that would put them ahead of them in the wild card.
Yeah, they're a half game behind the Seahawks. So they're 7-4, Seahawks 7-3. This is classic too. Point differential, Rams 100. Seattle plus 101. Niners plus 9. Plus 9, but hanging in there, baby. Hanging in there.
That's crazy.
So we will see. I'm not going to get into the whole wild card and all those permutations because it's
too early.
It's way too early. But so they now look. So you win the car, and I said this before the Rams game. I said split these games. Rams were going to be tough, and it was. They needed to score literally every possession of that game, and the Jennings fumble kind of doomed them. But when you're playing the Rams, and thing is though, play by play, like down by down, Seattle outplayed the Rams today.
They did.
They were like the better team play by play, but turned the ball over 4 times, and Sam Darnold's out there throwing it around. They had a chance to win at the end.
They did. Both defenses are good.
Really good.
I mean, really good defenses. The Rams have benefited this year. They've been relatively healthy. They've had all their guys. Nakua missed a game, maybe a game and a half, but for the most part, their offensive line, their whole defense has been healthy the whole year. And the Niners obviously have not.
Yeah.
And Seattle's they've had a few health issues, not too many. But the Rams, if they stay healthy, they're really good. But inevitably, it comes back to get you. So 18 games is a lot.
Yeah.
And the Niners obviously had theirs early. Hopefully the Rams get theirs late.
Well, good thing they don't play 18. They play 17.
True. They'd like to play 18.
They're going to at some point. that I can guarantee you. They're going to at some point. And look, I don't think we're under any illusions like what this team is. Niners are a good football team. Are they a championship team? Probably not. But you just want to get there to the playoffs and then just see what happens.
Yeah.
Just give yourself a crack at it and see what happens. I mean, they haven't been healthy enough. If the defense can get a little bit better and these guys can continue to grow a little bit, then you never know. Because, and this is the reason I said just split these 2 games. 1, splitting the 2 games makes you 4-1 in the division. It's a great record. 2, it keeps you in touch with the Rams, 2 games behind, but mostly the Seahawks 1 game behind. But now, and this is where you better make hay. The next 3 weeks are home against the Panthers, at the Browns, home against the Titans. That's got to be a 2 out of 3. So you got to be 9-5 after 14 weeks. I'm not going to say you got to win all those games. I think they're going to be favored in all those games. We'll get to the Jaguar game when we go through it. Thank you, sir, for the Ogden owes me $4.99. So Ogden's actually paying $4.99. Appreciate that. Thank you, Ogden. Well, it's going to go into our account anyway. So you're like going to get, so damn, Ogden's getting a rebate back on the money he owes you. That kind of sucks. So Panthers at Browns, Titans. I'm guessing they'll be favored in every one of those games.
Yeah, I actually think they need to go 3 for 3.
Do you really?
I do. You know what? There's so many teams that they're going to have to battle it out. I mean, the Rams and the Seahawks aren't going anywhere. They've already played each other twice. Conceivably, the Rams could win out. I mean, Seahawks, hopefully, their only losses to the Niners. But those are teams you're going to have to battle right there just to get one of those playoff spots. And then you've got other teams. Jacksonville's got to win on them, so they got a leg up on them. And Jacksonville, they're in the other division.
Well, Jacksonville,
anyway.
who cares about Jacksonville? Who cares about fucking Jacksonville? Fuck you, Ogden. Nobody cares about Jacksonville. No, I know. I get what you're saying. Like 3-0, you're golden.
Yes.
Because then you're sitting at 10-4, and you end the season at Colts, home against the Bears, who you may be battling with for a playoff spot. That'll be a big, big game, and at Seattle. So, yeah, I mean, if you can get 3, then you're in premium position. And again, they're going to be favored in all 3 of those games. But the Browns pushed the Ravens today. It wasn't until the very end the Ravens extended late on that game. Titans should be a lay. That one, I won't say a layup because it's the NFL, but they're going to be favored by over a touchdown in that game. And then Panthers at home. They'll be favored in that game for sure. But Panthers, Bryce Young is okay. Like he had a decent game today. Ted McMillan, the defense isn't great. But, I mean, they could beat you if you slip up. But 3-0 puts you at 10-4. But, look, let's get the Panthers next week, and they're in solid shape. Because I think when it comes down to it, NFC, what do we got? NFC, Tampa's been sliding. Bears at 7-3 are still kind of fraudulent to me.
Well, they still got to play
I think
tough games
good.
coming up. I think they have Detroit at least one more time.
Yeah, they got a bunch of division games there. They
Bay.
have they're at the Eagles, at the Packers, home against the Packers, at the Niners, home against the Lions. So they got some really, really tough games coming up.
The end of the back end of the schedule for both the Niners and the Bears is rough. I mean, those last 3 games for the Niners, they're going to be playoff take games because the Colts are going to be battling for a playoff spot. Bears more than likely will be trying to get one of those spots. And obviously Seattle. Yeah. So there's no gimmies. There's no teams that are going to be tanking it at that time of the year. It'd be nice to be playing a Carolina or a Tennessee at the end of the year when they have no chance to get in the playoffs. But those are going to be playoff type games.
I don't think there are any dominant teams in the NFC this year.
No.
Philly's 7-2, but
up and down.
Yeah, they're down. Their offense is kind of whatever.
We might have seen the 2 best teams today, the Seahawks and the Rams.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. The North could be a 3-bid team. Bears, Lions, Packers. Then I think Panthers are 6-5, but I mean,
big game for them next week.
Maybe
big game next week.
Yeah, I mean they're only half a game behind Tampa, so yeah, that is a big game. I think you're right though. I think the Rams and Seahawks. Like if you had to, Rams, Seahawks, Eagles.
Yeah.
Maybe Lions. That's going to be a great game tonight.
And I mean the Vikings are not anymore.
No,
I mean,
not the Vikings.
And they have the talent to be up there towards the top. They just don't have a quarterback. He's not very good.
But it is good to see everybody back on the field for the offense. So offense looked good. Offensive line I thought played well today. Purdy looked good. McCaffrey always looks good.
Kittle was great.
Kittle was fantastic. We'll see what happens when Pearsall will probably take a week or 2 to get up to speed, just like in the rhythm of the season. We'll see what happens with Ayuk, when, if, who knows. He's coming back.
Jennings really took a big step today, I thought.
He did.
And that's I mean, with Jennings hitting, if he starts playing like he did last year and Kittle coming back to 100% form, which he is, if they can get anything out of Pearsall like they did in the first few games, that's going to be a tough offense.
Yeah.
No. It's going to be a tough offense to stop.
Totally agree with you. So let's take a real quick, and we'll take some comments too. Just kind of thoughts from around the league today. I don't think we need to go Commanders, Dolphins. The Jaguars dominated the hair bowl between Herbert and Lawrence.
I was a little shocked.
Who
at
has
that.
better hair, Lawrence or Herbert?
I got to go Herbert. That is. Does he use a straightener? Does Trevor Lawrence use like a hair straightener? That thing is just, it's like literally straight down. And
well, if I can quote someone I know, I didn't say this, and I'm not going to give up his or her identity, but I asked who has better hair, and they said Herbert. And I said, why? And they said Lawrence has girl hair. I was like,
straight.
I go, what does that mean? He goes, it's too straight. It's like kind of girl hair. I go, okay. I mean, that's not a bad thing, is it? I don't know. I like Herbert's hair better. I'm like, okay. So, and then Lauren said, well, screw you. Our team's going to win 35-6. Although it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't have a great game.
That was a shocking score, though. I didn't see that. I know that.
Take a guess what Lawrence was today.
I'm going to say he was probably 24 for 32 for 295.
How about 14 for 22 for $153?
That's it. I didn't watch. I just saw the score.
That is it. Herbert was 10 for 18 for 81.
Well, I know he was. I have him in
81.
Fantasy. Not
good Lord.
Fantastic. That's for sure. But they're banged up. But that's not an excuse to get beat that badly. I mean, they're supposed to have a great defense. The Chargers do. They're not too beat up defensively. Offensively, they are. Their offensive line's really beat up. But that just was a bad effort.
Yeah. Bears take down the Vikings. I don't know how many sacks Caleb Williams got out of today, but it was a ton. I was like, oh, he's sacked. No, he's not. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, oh my God. Like, he made some pretty incredible plays. And if I'm Kevin O'Connell right now, I'm thinking to myself, why don't we keep Sam Darnold? Why don't we keep someone who's going to be in the running?
Or Daniel Jones.
For MVP? Yeah, Daniel Jones, although Daniel Jones didn't do much for him.
Well,
Sam Darnold proved he can go 14-3 with that team.
He did.
And then you're like, well, we drafted really high. Who cares if you drafted really high? You drafted really high because you want a quarterback, right, of the future. You had Sam Darnold. He could have been your quarterback of the future the way he was playing.
He's young. People forget he's not that old.
McCarthy had some throws today that were wow. The first drive.
And he's got receivers that are terrific.
Oh,
the best in the, some of the best in the league.
Yeah, Naylor's good.
Yeah, and Aaron Jones is no slouch as a running back.
Yeah.
They've got a solid group, and they're wasting it. They're wasting it. And I don't see it with McCarthy. I just don't see his skill set that's going to get better.
I haven't seen it either.
You'd think that they would have kept at least, I said Daniel Jones because he would have been cheap. You know, he would have been cheap coming off of his contract in New York, and they weren't going to be able to keep Darnold. Too much money, too much money for him. He got a ton of money to go to Seattle, so he took that.
Yeah,
but they could have kept the other guy. And
I don't even know what he got. Did he get that much?
He got a fair amount, more than they would have liked to have played.
Yeah, maybe. Hey. I mean, look, I know that's why they drafted McCarthy, because you get a quarterback. That's everyone's dream, right? To get the quarterback on a rookie scale. Then you can spend everywhere else. That's what the Niners did when they had Purdy. Now they got to pay Purdy. They got to figure out, okay, who do we want to keep? So, I mean, that's the goal. And I think it kind of started with Mahomes. When the Chiefs had Mahomes on a rookie deal, it's like, oh, my God, he's great. And we can fill out the roster. But, I mean, geez, when you have someone that's like really good and leads you to a 14-3 record, unless you thought it was a mirage, which clearly it's not, and as you pointed out multiple times, Darnold's finally getting coaching. Coaching makes kind of a big difference in the NFL, which is why you never know which way these quarterbacks' futures can go, especially for the ones I think that are in the very good to below mediocre. I think if you're great, even if you don't have great coaching, you're probably going to overcome that. Mm-hmm. But if you could be really good at the top end, if you have great coaching, but if you don't have good coaching, you could be below mediocre. That's a guy like Darnold.
Yep.
He goes like, if I'm a quarterback right now and I have a choice to go someplace, I'm like, get me to Minnesota or get me to San Francisco. Get me to one of those two places. Let me resurrect my career. Because Darnold came here before he go, and he got like, talk about a Masters. You get Shanahan and you get O'Connell. look where he is now.
Yeah, there's so few guys that do it. I think McVay's always done a good job with it.
Yep.
I think LaFleur does a really nice job with it too. O'Connell, I think, is the best. Honestly, I think he does such a good job with quarterbacks. He just got that mentality, and Shanahan's always done a great job with it too. And it's they've made something. They've made good players look great. And they've made, the great players. I try to think of it. Who has Shanahan had that's just been an absolute great football player?
Yeah.
Who's the best one that he said? He had Kirk Cousins, and
he made C.J. Beathard look decent.
Yeah, he made all those guys.
Who was the other guy? The backup for the Vikings.
The backup for the
Vikings. The guy that was a backup there last year. Pop that on the screen for me. He's a guy from Southern Miss. God, what was his name?
Well, they had a lot of guys.
I know. He won some games with him, though.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
God damn it. I don't even know if he's still the backup with the Vikings.
But yeah, it's the coaching thing. I mean, he got stuck in purgatory with the Jets and then with the Panthers. I mean, he wasn't getting coached at all. They weren't doing much offensively. He'd get the crap beat out of him.
Yep. He
comes and learns more sitting behind Brock Purdy than he did probably in the first 4 or 5 years that he played. And then he did the same thing, and he just continued to do what he was taught with San Francisco, brought it up to Minnesota, got better because he got to play under a good system, and he parlayed it into a great deal with Seattle.
No, I mean it's a real deal. And again, like if you're Elway, Marino, guys, you're gonna go somewhere and you're gonna make the offensive coordinator look maybe better than he is because of your talent.
Well, Mac Jones is going through it right now.
He's made call.
Mac Jones is making himself a ton of money.
And guess what? If the Niners want to trade him, they're gonna reap the benefits too.
And not only that, if he was still playing, he's got to be smiling right now, going, God, we're winning. I'm not hurt. I'm only making $3 million. If I have to play the whole year, I could get hurt. That could cost me a lot of money down the road. He's proven he can do it. He's made himself a ton of money, whether he stays with the Niners or not, or the Niners use him as trade bait. Who knows? That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I think other teams, Nick Mullins, he was incredible with Shanahan.
They did a wonderful job with him.
Thank you very much.
And they were able to stay competitive with those guys.
Yes. Nick Mullins was incredible with the Niners. So Shanahan, man, not JT O'Sullivan, because that wasn't Shanahan.
No.
That was Martz.
Yeah.
That was Mike Martz, the guy that got rid of a timeout 2 minutes into the game, every single game. Every game, Mike Martz was like, bro, you gonna save a time?
Speaking of timeouts, what's with the timeout coming out of the 2-minute warning today for the Niners? I don't understand that one.
That wasn't a great one.
No, I haven't seen that very often. Usually, we've talked about it for 3 or 4 minutes on the sidelines during the commercial break.
Yeah.
We know what we're gonna do, and then go out and to kind of foul it up. And it wasn't because it's something he saw. They were misaligned. Yeah. And that one there was kind of mind-boggling, but you can't let those things happen in the future. That's for sure.
No, that should never happen.
No.
It just shouldn't happen. So yeah, Nick Mullins was a guy that was just like he did. So like you're right. I think Mac Jones, if they wanted to, they might be able to get a 2 or 3 for him. I mean, there's going to be a lot of teams that need quarterbacks this year.
Yes,
and I don't think it's a very rich quarterback draft. I don't think there's a ton of people in college football that are like.
And this year wasn't either. I mean, if the best you have is the kid that's playing for Tennessee now, the Miami guy, Cam Ward, I'm not sold on him one bit.
No, neither am I.
And he was the number 1 pick in the draft, and everybody else was mediocre at best. I don't see anybody else coming out this year that's going to be a difference maker. I agree. I mean, maybe Carson Beck might be one of the top guys. He's got the numbers, but
maybe.
Even then, I think you're grasping at straws. Arch Manning, we both have said
he's probably going to stay.
He's got to stay at least 1 more, maybe 2 more,
maybe.
And I don't think he's opposed to doing that. I mean, he doesn't seem to be in a hurry for anything.
No, he doesn't. So what we're doing at the Packers Giants was kind of a bizarre game. Packers ended up winning by 7. Although we do say the league's better when Jameis Winston is in it. He's just so funny.
He's great TV.
He's great TV.
He's great TV. He's gonna have a career doing something on TV when he's done.
I would think so.
He's got so much charisma.
I would think so. Houston Titans, nobody cares. Panthers beat the Falcons in OT. Like the Falcons are the Falcons until they prove they're not the Falcons. Period.
And what happened to Kirk Cousins?
I don't know. He was good like 2 years ago.
He is not good anymore. Awful. I know he's getting older. He hasn't played much, but not good.
I mean, he went from like really good to like just no. Good thing he signed that big contract. Steelers take down the Bengals. Who cares?
Aaron Rodgers hurt that game.
Did he get hurt?
Yeah, they pulled him out in the second half. He did something to his left hand, and I don't know if it's broken or not. He was holding it. You could see he did it. And I think that I read they're doing an MRI or X-rays to see what's going on, but it didn't look good. He was hurting pretty bad.
Does he believe in MRIs?
He may not.
Maybe get a witch doctor.
Maybe he'll say he had a RMI.
There you go.
That's his own version.
Ravens take down the Browns. Ravens are still, I mean, come on. I mean, I know the Browns are really good defensively, and they're even better at home. There you go. The initial concern Aaron Rodgers has slight break in the left wrist. That's according to one source. He's going to undergo further testing tomorrow. And how long is going to be sidelined? That's your left wrist. Rub some dirt on it. Let's go.
Put some ayahuasca on there.
There you go. Let's go. Yeah, the Ravens outgained the Browns 351 to 187. So they kind of dominated, but they only went up by 7. It's just this is a weird year. Oh, and by the way, what's up, Bunny? A bunny rolling around here at night. She came over to join the show. What are you doing? You gonna come over here? Bun. Nah, she's going to her hiding spot. So we mentioned a little bit. Seattle loses the Rams 21-19. That was an interesting game because Seattle outgained them significantly. I think, 414 to 249. They outgained them. Now, number of plays were 44, 60. I got to add here 60, 71, 74. Jesus Christ.
That's a lot of plays.
79 plays Seattle had.
To 44.
So 79 plays, and the Rams had 28, 40, 50 plays. So I guess the yards per play, Seattle still outgained them. But yeah, the interceptions was the story of the game. Sam Darnold just wasn't quite as sharp. 4 picks, 0 TDs in that game.
And what was Puka Nakua's line? Not big.
I don't think Puka did a whole lot. They kind of shut Puka down.
4 or 5 catches, maybe.
7 catches for 75 yards because he's fucking.
That's
Puka.
Not much for him.
I mean that's just like Puka.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 guys that if you have in fantasy, they played in the same game today. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba too. How they get open every game is beyond me. Puka gets open every game, and Smith and Jigba this game, right? Who else do they have to throw to? Nobody, right? So you got to cover him, right? 9 catches, 105 yards.
And the total day, I believe, was 108. That was the prop bet. I believe it was 108.
105 yards.
I think it was
3 short.
I believe it was 108.
It was 3 short. But here's the big story of the day. KC ain't winning the division. KC's toast. KC's 3.5 games behind Denver now. 3.5 games. They're 5-5. Denver is 9-2. And that was a defensive struggle early on. Now, again, we were mostly watching the Rams-Seattle game, and then we had the Niner game on the big TV. But we were trying to bounce back and forth to watch a little bit of the Chiefs game. Didn't get to watch a ton of it, but I didn't think they'd lose. I thought Kansas City would win that game. I go, there's no way they're going to go 3.5 games behind Denver. Well, they are 3.5 games behind Denver. And I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sold on Denver and Bo Nix. No. I'm sold on their defense.
Defense
incredible. Defense is really, really good. But I don't know if Bo Nix is going to get it. I don't want to say he's regressed this year because I'd have to go back and look at the numbers. Because last year he was a rookie and people didn't expect anything. So anything he did was like, wow.
Well, but the running game has been not very good this year.
No, it hasn't.
And that doesn't help.
And Dobbins out.
Yeah.
But he was okay today. 24. I mean, it was better than okay. 24 for 37.
That's good.
That's for 295
against that defense.
No picks.
They're a good defense too.
They're a good defense.
Well, and Kansas City now is 2 games behind the Chargers as well. The Chargers are 7-4. They're 5-5, I believe.
Yep,
if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely correct.
And that the team that to me, and I know they didn't play today, but they played Thursday night. The New England Patriots are a team that's just
really good.
They're really good.
Yeah,
they're so well coached, and how Tennessee would ever give up on Mike Vrabel, I'll never know. I mean, he's always been a good coach. You're only as good as your players.
Yeah,
they didn't have good players. It wasn't going to be his fault. And now I don't think they have terrific players in New England. I mean, not many huge names.
Yeah, Drake May is pretty fucking
Drake
good.
May is fantastic, but he's not a name that going into the season you're going to say.
I know what you're.
He's one of the guys,
I
and
agree.
it's running back by committee for them.
Yeah,
it's receivers now. Diggs has stepped his game up, and he's been a big factor.
Hunter Henry's had a decent year for him.
Yeah.
Line's been pretty good.
Yeah,
the offensive line's been pretty good.
Offensive line's been great.
But I
The
agree with
defense
you.
is just solid.
He's like a culture coach.
Yes,
right. He may not be your X's and O's type guy. Like when I think X's and O's type guys, I think Ben Johnson.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
When I think culture guy, I think Vrabel. And I'm not saying they're the only ones that are this way, but I think it's just as important to have a culture as it is to be an X's and O's type guy. Because that's the one thing about football that is different than most sports. Your head coach is an offensive or defensive guy. In the NBA, hockey, baseball, it's like you're both. You're just both.
You have to be.
You have to be. In football, you're not. So you got to have another guy. So it's just as important to be able to lead the whole team. You can't just lead your offense if you're an offensive guy. Like, hey, our offense is great, but get the defense. You got to be able to, and football's different because they're, not to say that everybody isn't grown-ass men, but these are fucking like alphas of alphas playing the NFL. And there's 53 of them.
Yeah.
You got to lead. I mean, you're like a general.
It's a lot of
out
egos.
there leading.
Yeah.
It's not that easy. And that guy did it. I'm with you. I'm like, what? I go, this must be something here I'm missing. Like why Tennessee decided to like go away from Mike Vrabel. Because clearly the man knows how to communicate with everybody on the team and gets the best effort from everybody.
And I see a little bit of the same thing happening in Baltimore with John Harbaugh, who I think is a tremendous coach.
So do I.
And they're not having the greatest year. They've had a ton of injuries. They've been beat up. And to be able to stay at the top for that long, you have to be great. And he's a great coach.
Yeah.
And, the fans start getting the rumblings about get rid of him, and he's the issue. He's not the issue. The issue is it's always the players, whether you have the players or not. If you don't have the players, you're not going to win. If you do, you are going to win. It makes guys look like great coaches, and it makes them look like bad coaches.
Yeah.
And, you see – that's why I laugh. I always laugh when they say, "Oh, this is the next great hot coach coming up." Well, they also have the greatest players, and they're going to look good. Like the offensive coordinator for Detroit is always going to do a pretty good job. They got great weapons. They're going to throw the ball. They're going to run the ball. And if you're the so-called offensive coordinator for the Rams, even though McVay calls the plays, he has a guy who's designated as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
You're going to look good. You're going to get opportunities.
Yeah.
And it's because you have good players.
Yeah.
And that's just about any sport.
Yeah, no, I think, is there a difference between Ben Johnson, Kyle Shanahan, maybe McVay, LaFleur, who can call plays, script plays, stuff like that? Is there a difference between them and, like, let's say, name 4 other coaches that maybe aren't great play callers? Yeah, I mean, sure there is. Because if I said there wasn't, then I'd be saying what Bill Walsh did wasn't special. We all know it was. But if you can't lead men, it doesn't fucking matter.
No, it doesn't.
It just doesn't matter. That is the biggest job requirement. You have to be able to lead men. Because I could find way more guys in the NFL that can come up with a creative game plan or a creative offensive game plan, defensive offense, doesn't matter, than I can that can lead men. That's why there's good coordinators that aren't good head coaches. They don't know how to fucking lead. They know how to draw a play on a fucking napkin. They can fucking do this, but to look you in the eye and be able to lead you, there's just not that many guys that can do that. So that's why it cracks me up when I hear people say the Niners should move on from Kyle Shanahan. I'm like, I mean, first off, if you're going to fire somebody, you better have somebody that's better. His players really like him. And I think you would agree this may be his best year fucking that he's
100%.
fucking called plays and just kind of figured stuff out.
I mean, in years past, they've had the best players. They do not this year.
Yeah.
But they're 7-4, and they're competing in every game, which is, I mean, and he's doing it with guys that shouldn't really be playing.
Yeah.
That normally wouldn't be playing. And in years past, I would say the same thing. We've talked about it before. I think that he's coached differently this year. I think he's coached each game differently according to who they were playing and how they could win the game.
Yep.
I think in years past, he's had his system and he was going to stick with his system and what he did no matter what. This year, he's had to open it up a little bit more, try some different things because, hey, we're not going to win just lining up and saying we're better than you. So we got to do things that way. And I think it's made him a better coach. I do. I think he'd probably tell you that.
Yeah.
That he's got to find ways to win, that in years past, he knew that, hey, we can show up. We're probably going to beat these guys. Yeah. Now you can't say that.
Yeah.
And you talk about leading men. I thought it was a joke of a hire when Detroit hired Dan Campbell. When he came in with his, we're going to bite their kneecaps.
I did too.
All his stuff.
I was laughing. I go, come on.
I did too. I mean, it was really, Harry High School type stuff. Yeah. But boy, he's a leader. Those guys want to play for him.
He's a leader.
They love playing for him. They trust him, and he puts a trust in his players.
Yep.
And that's what makes guys want to go there and play now.
Well, I tell you, the biggest thing Detroit did was when they because Stafford could have come to San Francisco because I know San Francisco is interested in him. They traded him to the Rams because they wanted Goff. And I was thinking, you want Goff? Why would you want Goff? Just take Garoppolo. Fucking Goff's been amazing. But that gets back to your point because I was thinking of basketball. When you think of the best coaches ever in NBA history, you think of Auerbach.
Yep.
You think of Riley. You think of Jackson. You think of Popovich.
Yep.
Now, I won't throw Steve in there because fuck you, Steve. I'm not going to put you in there. But Steve's
and you're playing right now, you're not listening.
Exactly. But Steve's fucking a really good coach. And he is going to go down probably as one of the better coaches ever to coach in the NBA and all the success that he's had. What do they all have in common? Great players.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be both. It wasn't just Bill Walsh. It was Bill Walsh, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. Name anybody you want from the defense. That was fucking incredible.
How about their front
Roger
office
Craig
who drafted all those guys?
Yeah, the front office. So, I mean, it's not just one. It's everybody. But one thing I do know, and I always used to say this when Phil Jackson was winning all his championships with the Bulls, I go, let him pull that Buddhist shit down in fucking Memphis or Vancouver, wherever they're playing back then. I go, let's see how many championships he wins in with that Zen shit. Let me see how many fucking championships he wins in Vancouver. Like, you can preach the Zen all you want. You can get your players to read books and fucking chant and fucking hold up the fucking your incense and do that kind of shit, and you're gonna win fucking 39 games. You're not winning a championship because you need the players. But when you get the convergence of players and coaches, then you have something. And that's one thing that I think when I look, I don't know much about Red Auerbach other than the history. But I do know about Phil. I do know about Pop, and I do know about Steve. Those guys are leaders of men. They know how to lead men, and they have the players. So it's not just one or the other. It's two things that have to kind of converge together for you to have a special teams. And the Niners had that for a couple of years where they had either the best teams or among the best teams and really good coaching staff. And I think they're getting back to that now. With Shanahan, I don't think Saleh is going to be getting a head coaching job for a couple of years at least. I think he could. I hope he doesn't, but I think he'll be here for at least a couple of years.
He's one of those guys you talked about. He may not be cut out to be a head coach. Now, you know what? I mean, Bill Belichick, obviously, we know what he did in the NFL. Yep. He was terrific. He got fired from the Cleveland Browns because he couldn't win enough.
That's right.
And and he looked really bad when he was there. Obviously, he came back and changed that. And Saleh could do the same thing. You live and learn. And it seems to me like right now the New York Jets is not a good place to coach.
That's what I was thinking.
And it seems like everybody that goes there deals with the same stuff. So they might want to look a little bit higher up.
I think
where the issues are.
I think Saleh. Yeah. No, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think this time when Saleh is mentioned for jobs, I think he'll be maybe a little more particular.
Yeah. And
although that head coaching money is pretty nice.
The head coaching money is nice, but one of the things that always bothered me is that how did you get a job? You got a job because you excelled at either coaching defense or offense, and you were great at it.
Yeah.
And then most of these guys, Shanahan's an exception, Andy Reid's a big exception. When they take the head job, they usually relinquish it to somebody else. Well, that you're putting a lot of trust into somebody that doesn't know your system, even if they've coached you with it for a while.
Yeah.
If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down doing it my way. And Andy Reid has always called the plays, and Shanahan's always called the plays because that's what got him the job. They got him the job because they were good offensive minds.
Yeah.
And for them to relinquish that kind of defeats the purpose for why they were hired.
Yeah.
And same thing with the defensive coach, Steve Spagnuolo. He's had opportunities as the head coach, didn't do very well.
Yeah.
And he both times he relinquished his defensive play calling stuff. If I'm not mistaken, this week the Commanders head coach Dan Quinn, who's great defensive coordinator, was a great coordinator for the Seahawks, great for the Cowboys, got another opportunity as a head coach with Atlanta.
Yep.
Did okay, but he relinquished the duties.
Yep.
Went to Commanders, relinquished. He took them over again this week.
Did he really?
He called every defensive play this week. They give up 13 points, and they didn't win this morning, but their defense played great.
Yeah,
and that's what got him the job. So why give it up?
Yeah, I wonder how many head coaches call their own plays. I mean, you mentioned two of them, probably LaFleur.
LaFleur does,
O'Connell,
and
McVay,
and O'Connell.
All the guys that were together.
Ben Johnson does
in Washington. Yeah, Ben Johnson. Yeah, absolutely, Ben Johnson.
So
but I agree with you. That guy you had the job. Why wouldn't you call the plays?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And Dan Campbell's an offensive guy. He took over the play calling duties last year.
I saw that.
And he called.
I saw that. But I think we'll both agree, if you're going to call the plays, you better have a clock management guy on your staff.
100%.
You better have a guy there to help you with clock management, because that's a lot to take on.
Yeah.
Trying to get the formations in, trying to get the plays called. You got 40 seconds, and then I got to worry about the clock and figure out where I'm going to fit these timeouts in, or not. Am I accepting
that penalty? Am I not accepting that penalty? We're on defense. I got to be paying attention to what's happening there, even though I'm looking at my play sheet.
Yep.
And I think Kyle's been in years past, that's really hurt him.
Yeah.
That's been a big problem because he's so caught up with the offense. And you're right. You must have somebody that's designed specifically watching the clock, handling those duties, so that he doesn't have to do that 100% of the time.
Yep. All right, let's take some comments. Then we'll get out of here and send you off into your Sunday evening. So whatever comments you want to throw up there, 49ers are going to have to outscore every team in the playoffs. Can't rely on defense at all. Let them get to the playoffs first.
Well, I'm no brain surgeon, but if they outscore everybody, they're okay.
That's a good point. If they outscore everybody, they're good. I like that.
They're okay. So that's a true statement.
I know it. I know what you meant, though. Yeah, you meant they're gonna have to fucking score. They're gonna have to score a bunch. Kittle does change everything for the offense. He does, because again, he's like having another tackle out there. He's an inline blocker, and he can catch the ball. And again, it's more than that with Kittle. It's his attitude.
It's Warner
infection.
Effect.
Exactly. It's a Warner effect on offense.
Yes.
Where you're knocking guys around, you're physical, you're like, and everybody, you feed off that.
He's like a little kid out there. He has so much fun. You don't see a lot of NFL guys that love the game like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a job, that's for sure.
Loves it.
But he's a guy that would play this game. I mean, obviously it's a cliche, but he'd play it for free.
Yeah.
Because he loves this game, and you can tell it's infectious watching him play.
Miles G said Purdy's back. Good to see. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's good to see, and hopefully, no setbacks. I didn't see any setbacks. Is him limping or anything? So hopefully, going forward, it's just it's probably something he's gonna have to continue to get treatment for throughout the rest of the year, and I'm just hoping that he can finish out the rest of the year. That probably doesn't get to 100% until the off season.
Yeah, it's it's one of those. I mean, it hurts just to walk around. It's one of those things that you're not going to overcome it. It's time. It's time staying off of it, treatment, all that stuff. And obviously, you can't do it if he's playing. A day like today really helps.
Yeah.
When you don't have to push him to his limits and he didn't have to run very much.
And we thought of this last week. They got to come up with a better term than turf toe.
Yeah.
I mean, it just sounds like you're a pussy. I mean, that's not sexist, by the way. Okay. Just get over it. But it sounds soft.
What would Ronnie Lott do with turf toe? Would he have it cut off?
No, he can't cut off your big toe. You can't even walk. You're Ronnie Lott to be falling over. He wouldn't be tackling anybody with no big toe. Do I believe in the Chiefs as real contenders? I do. I still do. But you got to make it to the playoffs. Like, you have to make it to the playoffs to be a real contender. But I look at the AFC. Who in the AFC right now?
New England.
Do you look at? Okay. At New England. Chiefs go to New England for a playoff game. Who's favored? The Chiefs were favored by 4 points today in Denver.
Yeah, well, but that's the betting public because they're sentimental favorite people.
No, that's where the line was set. And it didn't move. Okay, you tell me, who you would favor over the Chiefs. Chiefs are on the road because they're probably going to be on the road. AFC in the playoffs. Patriots. Would you favor the Patriots over them in Foxborough?
That's the one right now. If they played right now, I would.
Okay. Bills.
Right now.
Okay, Bills.
At the Bills?
Yep.
I'd take the Bills.
Okay. Steelers.
No.
Ravens.
No.
Colts.
Probably not. They're young. No, I wouldn't.
Broncos.
I mean, we saw today it was a dead even game.
It was. I'd still make the Chiefs a favorite.
Yeah, I don't. They
probably a
wrong.
field goal. I wouldn't make them more than 3. Probably less than 3.
I thought Denver's defense just showed me something today, though. I mean, their offense didn't do much, but their defense is dynamite.
See, I think I could be wrong on this, but line maker Tom would have the Chiefs favored against everybody. Maybe the Bills, but I still think the Bills. I think the Chiefs would be favored over everybody in the AFC
right now.
Right now on the road, I do. I believe they would be.
Well, I mean, how many teams are actually ahead of them right now in the standings?
Well, they're only 6 and 5.
Where they're in the hunt, but they're not.
So you got so 7 and 4 beats them. So 1, 2,
6 and 5, 6 and 5 beats them too. They're 5 and 6 or 5 and 5.
5 and 5. Okay, so Chargers, Broncos, Jaguars, Colts, Steelers, Patriots, Bills. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. So they'd be the 8th team, which would mean you're out of the playoffs.
And of those teams, who did they? I mean, they obviously have the Broncos one more time.
Yep.
And they have the Chargers one more time.
Yep. They got the Colts at home next week.
So a lot of those teams they have an opportunity to beat.
Yep.
And that, I mean, every game from here on out for them is a playoff game.
Yeah.
It has to be.
They got 2, I won't say gimmies, but 2 at Titans, at Raiders. That should be 2 wins.
You know what, though? They've always struggled with the Raiders at the Raiders.
Yeah.
Always have.
They got Chargers and Broncos at home. They got Texans at home. They got Colts at home. And they're at, God damn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 at home, 3 on the road is what they got. Yeah, I mean, I still consider them a threat. Absolutely. If they get in the playoffs, absolutely, I consider them a threat.
9 win gets you in? 9 wins?
I probably need 10.
If it's 10, I don't think they're making it. I don't see 10 wins out of that. I mean,
I don't think they can go 5 and 2.
I don't know if they can. I mean, that's a rough schedule. I mean, they got to stay 100% healthy, which they haven't. You know, they've lost guys. Pacheco's been hurt. And
it's just a weird year because we're halfway through, more than halfway through. There are like 6 games left in some cases. And I don't know that there's one team out there that I look at and go, that's the team to beat.
No, there's not. But that's a big hole they've dug themselves.
No, you're right. No, absolutely. Like, I don't know. Like, who is the team? Usually at this point of the season, you go, that's the team to beat. Rams?
I still don't count the Ravens out.
No, neither do. No, I don't count them out either.
If they get healthy,
they're not the team to beat.
No, they're not. But I don't. If they keep getting healthier and get guys back, I mean, Pittsburgh's not running away with that division. Pittsburgh's not great.
No, they're 1 game ahead.
Yeah, and so I don't count the Ravens out of anything either. I mean, the Ravens going into the season, the Ravens, Bills, and the Chiefs were always the top 3 teams.
Yeah,
and they probably still could be. I don't know.
Could be.
The Broncos have tried to jump in there.
Yeah. All right, let's take a few more comments. We'll get out of here. We'll send you guys off to your Sunday Night Football, your Warriors game. Moody was 7 for 10 at halftime on threes. So we'll see if he can.
Are they winning a half?
Yeah, they're up 15. They're up 15 in the third right now.
Which in the NBA is not much.
Moody is 8 for 12. So he has 8. I know Clay has the record. I think it's 14.
Yes.
14. That's the game in Chicago.
That was a freakish effort.
Nice question. Did anybody ever spit on me during a game? I thought you were going to say after a game. No. No one ever spit on me during a game. That's filthy. I'm trying to think if anybody did anything like. I've had people grab my pants, grab my shorts when I was, but nothing like that. Nothing like Romanowski did to J.J. Stokes.
Most basketball players are a little more worldly. They don't do those things like the football guys.
It's so nasty, just spitting on a dude. That's so demeaning. Like, punch me. Just punch me. Don't spit on me. Okay, don't that just
well, and in basketball, it's awfully hard to get away with stuff like that. There's only 5 guys on each side, and you're in such close quarters.
Although with replay now, they never get away with it in football either.
In football, they don't either, but they try.
I mean, who got caught for spitting this year? Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter
for
got kicked out of the game.
Yep, got kicked out.
Yeah,
it was like 30 seconds into the game
before first play. It was right before they hadn't even snapped the ball yet.
Against Cowboys.
Yep.
Remember he spit on Dak.
Right at Dak.
He spit on Dak. See ya. Thanks for coming. And that was the first game of the year, too. Thanks for coming to your first game of the year. You get to play 30 seconds. I appreciate it. All right. Any more? You got any more comments you want to get to? I don't know if we are. Okay, we're loading them up. Oh, did he really? Jamar Chase did it to Ramsey, huh? Huh. I did not see that.
Ramsey probably deserved it.
Well, he may have, but still can't do that.
No,
can't be spitting on people. No, I did not see that. I'll have to look for that highlight. Yeah, that's bad. That's just bad
wait
form.
for the day when somebody holds the guy down and does the old yo-yo. Drool it out of the mouth, let it come almost all the way down, suck it back up.
That's so filthy.
Is that a penalty if I don't let it hit his face? It can't be.
I can't give you a penalty if you didn't do anything. He has no saliva on him. If you yo-yo the spit on the ground.
I bet you used to do that to Jeffrey.
No, I didn't do that to Jeffrey. No, I didn't do that to Jeffrey.
You got to do that to your little brother.
No, the best thing I did to my little brother, worst or best thing I did to Jeffrey, was when a buddy would come over. We'd get Jeffrey, and Jeffrey, by the way, is my younger brother. He's 10 years younger than me. He's my only sibling. We'd get him to jump up on the bed, jump up and down on the bed, and I would take a pillow and hit him behind his feet, like in his Achilles. And then my buddy would take a pillow and hit him in the throat, and we'd helicopter him on the bed. It was great too, until he bounced once and fell off the bed. It always ended him crying. I was like, oh damn, one too many. But I mean, Jeffrey is like my human toy. You kidding me? I was like 15, he was 5, 14, 4. I was like, this is great. Jeffrey, go jump off that and I'll just knock the shit out of you. And you're like, get into the bed. All right, any more before we get out of here and send you on your way? All right, show that picture one more time in case for people that missed it. Show Skipper's Road, just for the hell of it. This is a road that Bergie was on in New Zealand.
Skipper's Canyon Road.
Skipper's Canyon Road. Get a load of this thing. This road is insane. Like, this is like a road you don't want to take. Like I said, it's a Discovery Channel road. You're on the Discovery Channel. They show the 10 most dangerous roads in the world. And you're thinking, I'd never go on that. Well, Bergie actually went on that because he had to go on that to get to where he was going. Look at that. Look at that. And think about a bus.
It's the abyss down below.
A bus is on that road. I mean, that is insane. That's a better picture than the first one. The first one was kind of lower, wasn't the elevation wasn't as high. This one's just like, we're dead. If we go off the road, we're dead.
And there's rocks coming from above you that are actually falling down a little bit. Little ones, not big boulders. I'm sure there is big boulders at times. Yeah, once again, that's not happening in the United States.
No.
There's too
and
many
then the best part
there.
about it, you could actually get two vehicles that come face to face with one another. And you said one of them has to back up?
One of them has to back up.
Where do you back up?
You better be good. I mean, if it's me,
I don't want to back up.
I'm getting out of the car while he does it. If he had to back up, I was not going to stay in that car.
Dude, I did that with David when we were in Germany.
You got out.
We had to go down. I go, I'm going to get out. You go ahead and back up. Dude, I was driving. I go, here, why don't you do it? And he did it. I go, David, you're a professional driver. You go ahead and back this thing out of here.
Well, can you imagine two cars coming at each other? And then sometimes they're towing things sometimes. Like they may be towing a boat on that. And they're literally hanging off the edge of it.
I mean, it's insane.
Absolutely
Absolutely insane. And again, once again, that's like a van. We're talking a bus that's going on this road. And he said it was like an hour. How many miles was it? Probably like 20.
If that. I mean,
Yeah.
it was so windy, and you couldn't. I mean, you're obviously not going 50 miles an hour.
No.
And you just, and when you make the turns, they're all blind turns. And I mean, you're literally scraping the inside of the car. And to get to where you're going to go to the jet boats. And then we took a helicopter out, and I was never so happy to get on a helicopter. I was not going back on that road. Nobody was. That was
well, the great thing about the turns too, I'm being facetious, not great, is that when you're in a bus, you got to go out wide a little bit just to make the turn, you'll never make the turn. Because with the long vehicles, and I learned this when I was driving an RV, everything's got to go wide, and then you come back into it. There's really not a lot of wide options on that road.
Well, that's why they called it the side scraper, because they scrape along the side. I mean, the whole side of the bus is whacked out because it's just rubbing up against it, and you're happy as hell you are, because the other option is not very good.
That is too much. All right, let's get out of here. It's good to have you back, my friend.
Good to be back.
We will be we're doing the same time next week. Going to be after the Panther game. Let me make sure I figure out what our schedule's like over the next couple weeks. I mean, the schedule is always the same. We're always going to be on at like 4:00 before the Sunday night football game, although we've probably taken you into the second quarter. I don't know the score. I'm going to go inside and watch it. Yeah, home against Panthers, then Browns. That'll be, well, plenty of time for that because that game will be over. Then Titans. Then we have a Monday night football game at the Colts. That's the 22nd of December. That'll be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Definitely have the Christmas lights up by then. Planning on having the Christmas lights up by the Browns post-game show. Going to put Christmas lights in the canopy. It's going to be sweet. We'll have the fire and the Christmas lights. Nice. Yeah. And then we'll do playoffs and all that kind of stuff. So, Bergie, thank you very much.
Outstanding.
Always
fun.
Appreciate it.
Always
Fun show. We will see you guys tomorrow. We talked to Brent Jones. I'm not sure exactly what we have going this week. We'll have Steve Kerr on at some point, depending on the schedule. So Brent, Steve, and then Friday we'll figure it out from there. But again, if you're new to this, you're not new to this, every Sunday around 4:30-ish is when we'll be doing our post-game show, Niner post-game. Even though next week's a 10 a.m. game, we're still going to do it at 4:00 after the afternoon games. And then Brent Jones on Mondays, Steve Kerr or Drew Menda will talk hockey or basketball throughout the course of the week, every other week with those guys. And then our handicapping guys and maybe a surprise guest or two on a Friday. I think Dave Fleming's coming over around the time college football playoffs are announced, and we'll go over the college football playoffs. Dave said he'd come over. We'll talk a little college football. So like, subscribe if you like. And again, if you love your craft beer, go to Fieldwork. Give them a little bit of business. And if you're going to the Tank, which we're going to be going to the Tank in a few weeks when the Sharks take on the Calgary Flames, it's the official Fieldwork, the official non-alcoholic craft beer of the San Jose Sharks. Thanks for joining, everybody. Till tomorrow. See you.